My beloved soul, listen carefully. There is something in your spirit that has already sensed it, something quiet but undeniable, a subtle shift in the energy between you and the one your heart cannot forget. And God is speaking now, because what you felt was not your imagination. It was a warning wrapped in love, a revelation wrapped in silence. Because the person you have been holding on to, the one who still lives in your thoughts even when you try to move on, God has allowed you to see a hidden side of them for a reason, not to break your heart, but to protect your destiny, not to push you away from love, but to guide you toward the truth of it. And right now, in this very moment, your soul is being asked to stay alert, because something is shifting behind the scenes that you cannot yet fully see. And if you ignore this, if you dismiss what God has shown you, you may walk into a cycle that was never meant for you. So stay with me, because what is unfolding in your love story right now is more important than you realize. And the truth is about to surface in a way that will change everything you thought you knew. If this message speaks to your heart, comment "I receive this," like this video, and subscribe for more. You see, this connection you feel is not random. It was never random. From the very beginning there was something different about them. Something that pulled you in beyond logic, beyond reason, as if your souls recognized each other before your minds could understand. And that is because God allowed your paths to cross with purpose. But what you didn't realize is that not every divine connection is meant to remain unchanged. Some are meant to awaken you, to reveal something hidden, to test your discernment. And right now, your soulmate is going through something deep within themselves, something they have not fully shared with you, something they have tried to hide even from their own heart. And God, in His mercy, has shown you glimpses of this hidden side, so you would not be blindsided later, so you would not lose yourself trying to hold onto a version of them that is not fully real. Because the truth is, they have been carrying confusion, fear, and even regret. And it has affected the way they show up in your life, the way they pull close and then suddenly withdraw, the way they seem present on a moment and distant the next. And you have felt it, haven't you? That inconsistency, that emotional distance that doesn't match the depth of what you share. And it has left you questioning, wondering, searching for answers in silence. But listen closely, because God is not trying to confuse you. He is trying to clarify what your heart has been sensing all along. Stay with me, because something deeper is unfolding in your love story. Something that will soon make sense in a way you cannot yet imagine. Your soulmate, yes, the one you keep thinking about even now, they are thinking about you too, more than you realize, in moments when they are alone. When everything is quiet and there is no distraction left, your presence fills their mind. Your voice echoes in their heart, and they feel the weight of what they have not said, what they have not done, and the truth they have been avoiding, because deep down they know they have shown you a version of themselves that is incomplete. And that realization is beginning to stir something within them, a discomfort they can no longer ignore, a truth they can no longer run from. And this is why God is asking you to be alert. Because while you are waiting, while you are hoping, something is being processed on their side. Something that will either lead them toward honesty and growth, or push them further into fear and avoidance. And you must be prepared for either outcome, not with fear, but with clarity, with strength, with faith in what God has already revealed to you. Because you were not meant to chase confusion. You were not meant to settle for half-truths. You were meant for a love that stands in truth, in alignment, in divine timing. And that timing is closer than you think, but it requires your awareness now more than ever. Do not leave yet, your soulmate's truth is being revealed, and what comes next will answer questions your heart has been carrying for far too long. There was a reason you felt that sudden shift, that moment when something didn't feel right. Even if everything looked fine on the surface, that was not anxiety, that was not overthinking, that was discernment. That was God whispering to you, showing you that there is more beneath the surface than what has been said, because your soulmate has been struggling with their own internal battle. A battle between what they feel for you and what they fear within themselves. And this battle has created a hidden side, a side that avoids vulnerability, that hesitates to fully commit, that pulls back when things become too real. And this is the side God has allowed you to see. Not to make you walk away in pain, but to make you stand firm in truth, to recognize that love without honesty cannot grow, that connection without clarity cannot last, and your heart deserves more than certainty. It deserves a love that shows up fully, that speaks openly, that aligns with the depths of what you feel. And God is preparing you for that, even if it means revealing uncomfortable truths right now. Stay with me, because what is about to be revealed next will bring a clarity you have been waiting for, and it will shift the way you see this entire connection. Right now, your soulmate is in a place of realization. Slowly, quietly, but deeply, they are beginning to see the impact of their actions, the distance they created, the confusion they caused, and it is not sitting well with them. It is stirring something inside them that they cannot ignore, and this is where regret begins to form, not as a punishment, but as a moment of awakening. Because they are starting to understand that what they had with you was real, that the connection they felt was not something they can easily replace or forget. And this realization is drawing them back toward you, even if they have not yet taken action, even if they have not yet reached out. The shift has already begun within them, and you may feel it, that subtle pull, that energetic connection that hasn't fully broken. Because it was never meant to. It was meant to transform, to evolve, to reach a higher level of truth and alignment. But for that to happen, both of you must see clearly. Both of you must face what has been hidden. And that is why God is speaking to you now. Because the next phase of this connection depends on your awareness, your discernment, your willingness to stand in truth rather than illusion. If you stay, everything about this connection will soon make sense. And what you once questioned will be revealed in a way that brings both clarity and peace. And as this realization begins to take root within them, something even deeper starts to unfold, something that goes beyond simple regret. It becomes a quiet awakening, a moment where they can no longer hide from what their soul has always known about you. Because you were never just someone who passed through their life. You were the one who stirred something sacred inside them. Something they tried to ignore. Something they tried to suppress when fear became louder than love. But now that silence is breaking, and in that silence, your presence is louder than ever. In their heart, they replay your conversations. They remember the way you understood them without needing explanations. They feel the absence of your energy in ways they cannot explain to anyone else. And it is creating a pull that is slowly guiding them back toward the truth they once avoided. And you may not see it yet. You may not hear from them yet. But something is shifting in the unseen. Something is aligning in a way that only divine timing can orchestrate. Because God is not only revealing their hidden side to you, He is revealing your true value to them. And this process is necessary, even if it feels slow, even if it feels uncertain, because real love, divine love, does not grow in illusion. It grows in truth, in awareness, in transformation. Stay with me, because something deeper is unfolding in your love story, and the next layer will reveal why everything happened the way it did. You see, the separation you experienced was never meant to destroy this connection. It was meant to expose what was hidden beneath it. It was meant to bring to light the fears, the wounds, the patterns that both of you carried into this bond. Because without that exposure, without that separation, neither of you would have been able to see clearly. You would have continued loving them without understanding the parts of them that were not ready. And they would have continued receiving your love without confronting the parts of themselves that needed to change. But now, in this distance, In this silence, everything is becoming clear. And God is using this time not as punishment, but as preparation, because there is something greater ahead, something that requires both of you to evolve beyond who you were before. And that evolution is happening right now. Even if it feels invisible, even if it feels slow, it is happening in ways that will soon become undeniable. Do not leave yet, your soulmate's truth is being revealed. And what you are about to understand will bring a new level of clarity to your heart. Your soulmate has been feeling the absence of you more deeply than they expected. What they thought they could handle, what they thought they could ignore, has become something they can no longer escape, because your energy, your love, your presence left a mark on their soul. And now that it is not physically there, they are beginning to feel the weight of that loss. They are beginning to understand what you meant to them, not just emotionally, but spiritually. And this realization is not easy for them. It is confronting. It is uncomfortable, because it forces them to face the truth of their own actions, the moments they pulled away, the times they chose fear over connection, the silence they maintained when they should have spoken. And all of this is building inside them as a quiet storm of realization, a storm that is pushing them toward change, toward growth, toward a decision they can no longer avoid. And that decision involves you. It involves whether they will step forward in truth or remain in the comfort of avoidance. And this is where your awareness becomes crucial. Because you must not settle for anything less than truth. You must not accept half-hearted effort or unclear intentions, because what you are meant for is something far deeper, something far more aligned with your soul. Stay with me, because what is about to unfold next will reveal the turning point in this connection, the moment where everything begins to shift toward alignment. There are signs around you, subtle but consistent. Moments where you think of them, and something reminds you of them shortly after. Dreams that feel more real than usual. Sudden waves of emotion that come without warning. These are not coincidences. These are signs of the connection still being active, still being guided, still being aligned by something greater than both of you. And God is using these signs to remind you that this connection is not over. It is transforming, it is being reshaped into something more honest, more real, more aligned with the truth of who both of you are becoming. And while you may not yet see the full picture, while you may not yet understand every detail, you are being guided to trust what has been revealed, to trust what you have felt, to trust that what is meant for you will not be lost. But it will also not come in confusion. It will come in clarity, in alignment, in truth. And that truth is closer than you think. If you stay, everything about this connection will soon make sense. And what once felt uncertain will begin to feel clear in ways that bring peace to your heart. And now, as this shift continues, your soulmate is approaching a moment they can no longer delay. A moment where they must decide whether to step into the truth of this connection or continue hiding from it. And this moment is being guided by God Himself, because this connection was never meant to remain in uncertainty. It was meant to reach a point of clarity, a point where both of you can either come together in truth or release what no longer aligns. And that decision is forming now, in ways that will soon become visible, in actions that will soon replace silence, in words that will soon replace confusion, and you will know, without doubt, without hesitation, what this connection truly is, because God does not leave His chosen ones in darkness. He reveals what needs to be seen at the right time, and that time approaching faster than you realize. So stay alert, stay grounded, stay connected to what you feel, because everything is moving toward a moment that will change the direction of your love story completely. And as that moment draws closer, there is a quiet intensity building beneath everything you feel, as if your soul already knows something is about to break through, something long hidden is preparing to surface. And this is where the truth God showed you begins to fully reveal its purpose. Because what you saw, What you sensed about them was not meant to push you away from love. It was meant to prepare you for a higher level of it. A love that does not operate in confusion. A love that does not leave you questioning your worth. But a love that meets you with clarity, honesty, and intention. And your soulmate is now standing at the edge of that realization. They can feel it, even if they don't fully understand it yet. They can feel the shift inside them, the way their thoughts keep returning to you, the way your absence has become louder than your presence once was, the way their heart keeps pulling them back to moments they once took for granted. And this pull is not random, it is divine. It is God gently guiding them back toward what they once overlooked, back toward the truth of this connection. And yet, there is still hesitation within them, still a part of them that fears stepping forward, fears being vulnerable, fears facing the consequences of what they have done. And this is why God asked you to be alert, because the truth of their heart is awakening, but the courage to act on it is still forming. And you must be prepared to recognize the difference between real change and temporary emotion, because not every return is rooted in growth, and not every apology is rooted in truth. And you deserve a love that comes with both, a love that is not only felt but also shown, a love that is not only spoken but also lived. Stay with me, because something deeper is unfolding in your love story, something that will soon reveal the true intention behind everything you have experienced. There is a moment coming, and you will feel it before it even happens, a shift in the energy, a sudden clarity in your thoughts, a sense of knowing that something is about to change. And this is when your soulmate will begin to move, not just in thought, but in action, because the weight of their realization will become too strong to ignore. The silence will become too heavy to carry, and they will feel compelled to reach out, to say something, to break the distance that has been holding both of you apart. And when that moment comes, it will not feel the same as before. It will not carry the same confusion, because something within them will have shifted, something within them will have softened, and you will be able to feel the difference, not just in their words, but in their energy, in their presence, in the way they approach you. And this is where your awareness becomes your strength, because you will know, deep within your soul, whether this is the truth you have been waiting for, or another cycle trying to repeat itself. And God will not leave you without that clarity. He will make it known to you in a way that you cannot ignore. Do not leave yet. Your soulmate's truth is being revealed, and what is about to unfold next will show you the deeper purpose behind this connection. Because beyond the emotions, beyond the longing, beyond the confusion that once surrounded this bond, there is a divine purpose that has been guiding both of you from the very beginning. A purpose that goes beyond just love. It goes into growth, into healing, into becoming the versions of yourselves that you were always meant to be. And this is why the journey has not been easy. This is why there have been moments of pain, moments of silence, moments where you questioned everything. Because this transformation does not happen in comfort. It happens in truth, in awareness, in facing what has been hidden. And both of you are being brought to that place now. A place where illusions can no longer survive, where only truth can remain. And that truth will define what happens next, whether this connection moves forward into something real and lasting, or whether it releases what was never meant to continue. But either way, you will not be left in confusion. You will not be left questioning. You will be given clarity, and that clarity will bring peace, even if it comes with change. Stay with me, because what is about to be revealed will bring a sense of understanding you have been searching for, and it will align your heart with what is truly meant for you. And in this unfolding, your soulmate is beginning to feel something they can no longer suppress, a deep emotional awareness of what they lost when they distanced themselves from you, a realization that what they had with you was not something ordinary, not something easily replaced, but something rare, something meaningful, something that touched them in ways they are only now beginning to understand. And this realization is bringing a sense of regret, not in a way that keeps them stuck, but in a way that pushes them toward growth, toward change, toward a desire to do things differently, if given another chance. And this is where the energy begins to shift from reflection to action, from silence to movement, because realization without action cannot complete the cycle, and your soulmate is approaching that point, that moment where they must choose to step forward or remain in the past. And this choice will define everything that follows. It will determine whether this connection rises into its divine potential or remains a lesson that has already served its purpose. And you, my beloved soul, will be at the center of that moment, not as someone who waits in uncertainty, but as someone who stands in truth, in clarity, in the understanding of what you deserve and what you will accept, because God has already shown you enough to know the difference. He has already revealed what needed to be seen, so you would not walk blindly into something that does not align with your soul. And now, as everything begins to come together, you are being prepared for the final shift. The moment where everything becomes clear, where everything aligns, where everything makes sense in a way that brings both closure and new beginnings at the same time. And now, my beloved soul, you are standing at the edge of what was once hidden, what once felt confusing, what once kept your heart in questions you could not answer. But everything is about to come into alignment, because the truth God showed you was never meant to leave you in uncertainty. It was meant to guide you into clarity, into strength, into a deeper understanding of what real love is supposed to feel like. And right now, everything is converging into a moment of undeniable realization, not just for your soulmate, but for you as well. Because while they have been awakening to your value, to your presence, to the depth of what they lost, you have been awakening to your own worth, to your own boundaries, to the kind of love you are no longer willing to compromise. And this is where the energy shifts completely. This is where the connection either rises into its divine truth or falls away from what no longer aligns. But listen carefully, because what is unfolding now carries a sacred certainty, a movement that is not rooted in confusion, but in divine order, in God's perfect timing. And you will begin to feel it, not as anxiety, not as doubt, but as peace, a quiet knowing that something is about to change in a way that cannot be reversed. And this is because your soulmate is reaching the final stage of their inner transformation, the moment where everything they have been processing, everything they have been realizing, begins to turn into action, into truth, into something they can no longer keep inside. Stay with me, because something deeper is unfolding in your love story. And this is the moment where everything begins to reveal itself fully. Your soulmate can no longer ignore what they feel for you. They can no longer silence the thoughts that keep bringing them back to you. They can no longer pretend that this connection did not mean what it truly meant. Because now, everything within them is pointing toward you. Every realization, every moment of regret, every memory that replays in their mind is guiding them toward one decision: to come forward, to speak, to finally show you the truth they once hid. And this time, it will not feel like before. It will not carry the same hesitation, because they have been changed by the absence of you. They have been shaped by the realization of what they lost. And this transformation is what gives weight to their return. It is what separates this moment from the past. Because now, they understand what you mean to them, not just emotionally, but spiritually. They understand that this connection was not something ordinary. It was something guided, something orchestrated, something that carried purpose beyond their initial understanding. And now, they are ready to face that truth, to step into it, to align with it in a way they could not before. Do not leave yet. Your soulmate's truth is being revealed, and what comes next will bring the confirmation your heart has been waiting for. There will be a moment, and you will feel it deeply, when their energy reaches you again, not in fragments, not in confusion, but in clarity, in intention, in a way that speaks directly to your soul. And when they come forward, you will notice the difference immediately, in their tone, in their presence, in the way they hold space for you. Because this time, they will not be hiding. This time, they will not be holding back. This time, they will be standing in the truth of what they feel. And they will express what they once kept silent. They will acknowledge what they once avoided. They will reveal the depth of their connection to you in a way that leaves no room for doubt. And this is where everything changes. Because this is not just a return, this is a transformation. This is the moment where the hidden side is no longer hidden, where everything is brought into the light, where everything becomes real. And you, my beloved soul, will feel the difference in a way that brings both peace and clarity at the same time. Stay with me, because what is happening now is not just about love. It is about divine alignment. It is about two souls being brought into truth at the exact moment they are ready to receive it. And as this unfolds, you will also feel a shift within yourself, a release of the confusion that once weighed on your heart, a sense of calm that replaces the questions you once carried, because now everything will begin to make sense, why things happened the way they did, why there was distance, why there were moments of silence. Because all of it was leading to this moment of clarity, this moment of truth, this moment where everything aligns with what was always meant to be. And in that alignment, there is peace, there is certainty, there is a love that feels grounded, that feels real, that feels divinely guided. And this is the love you were always meant to experience. Not one that leaves you questioning, but one that reassures you with its presence, with its honesty, with its depth. And this is where the prophecy of your connection completes its cycle, not in confusion, not in uncertainty, but in truth, in clarity, in divine timing that cannot be rushed or delayed. Because what is meant for you will always find its way back, but it will return in its highest form, in its most aligned version, in a way that reflects the growth both of you have gone through. And now, that moment is here. That shift is happening. That truth is revealing itself in ways that will soon become undeniable in your reality. And you will no longer have to wonder. You will no longer have to question. Because everything will be shown to you clearly. Everything will be felt deeply. Everything will align naturally with what your soul has always known. And this is your confirmation. It is already on its way. Rest in faith. It is done.